Hey everyone, today we have a Crazy Aaron's Thinking Putty, and this is liquid glass. Liquid glass. So it's funny because this must be the OG, the original, because usually right up here they say like what type of putty it is, like hypercolors, glow brights, sparkle. So they do have this whole liquid glass type of putty. So there's other variations, different colors primarily. But this is the original. It's just liquid glass. And really, the primary kind of, knack of this putty is that it's clear. It's meant to kind of look like, glass, like see-through almost. So this is the 3.2 ounce size, 90 grams. Let's take a look at the back here. Yeah, crystal clear creation, so transparent. So let's take a look here. We'll open it up and see what this is all about. So, right off the bat, you can see here on the camera, it has like, a little bit of hair in there. This has definitely been played with quite a bit. I'm very careful with my putties, but this one just being so clear, and it is a little bit sticky. I'll talk about that in a minute. I have pets in my home, so just inevitably, it has picked up a little bit of hair. Literally everything will show in this type of putty. So, be careful when you're playing with this one. But yeah, right now you can see it's pretty clear, maybe a little bit cloudy. You can see down to the bottom. One thing I'll say, so this is obviously not brand new. I've had my putty collection for a while. When I first bought this, it was perfectly crystal clear. All this cloudiness wasn't there whatsoever. It was a sight to see. Like, you wouldn't even think it was there. It was mostly invisible. That's how clear it was. And then as you start playing with it, it gets pretty cloudy pretty quickly. But the nice thing is that, once you put it down, you put it back in the tin, it does get fairly clear again, as you can see here, which is nice. So don't get discouraged if you start playing with it and, it starts to get cloudy really quick. If you put it back, come back later, it will be pretty clear again. So yeah, it's pretty clear. Okay, well, you can see a little bit through there, right? I can see the words, Thinking Putty, liquid glass. But here's the thing now with these liquid glass putties that's really important to know. They are unlike any other Crazy Aaron's putties I own. I have a big collection of putty, all the different types, and these are a class of their own. They don't share much of the texture similarities that the other putties have, and I'll just kind of illustrate that right now. So watch this. Tear. Look at this. You could just kind of see how easy this is tearing. No other putty would do that. They all have a bit of stretchability to them. They have, maybe some firmness, some softness. But this kind of feels, the best way I could put it is kind of like a gummy candy, like a gumdrop. Like one of those gumdrops with the sugar on it and that kind of like gummy consistency that has. That is pretty much what this feels like. That's really the best way I could describe it. You can see even here, just squeezing it, how it has that kind of gumminess to it. And even stretching it, it tears like a gummy candy. Watch. Just tears. Look at, you can kind of even see, like right there, like the little kind of texture as it tears. That's like what a gumdrop looks like when you're tearing it. So yeah, that's the big thing I think to know with this putty. It's just very, very different than the other Crazy Aaron's putties. But that's one of the reasons I like it. It's very unique. It's very different. I found some pretty cool things to do with it. One of my favorite things is actually just stretching it really slow. It creates a very satisfying texture, I would say. You can't do this too fast or it rips, as I showed earlier. But yeah, just pulling this really slow is really, really fun, actually. And the more you do it, the more of these layers you kind of get built up, the more and more satisfying it gets. And probably not as much of that is coming through on the camera, but it is very satisfying to kind of just pull this very slow and just see that putty stretch out slowly and the texture change. Now, the other thing this putty is actually really, really good for, and you could do this with most of the putties from Crazy Errands, but that is making bubbles. So I'll just get this flat pretty quickly here for the sake of time. We'll just fold it over. We're not going to go too hard here. We'll make a bubble. And these make the best bubbles. So let's get that going to the top. That was not... See, there it was. I was going to say I didn't make a very good bubble. I'm trying to do this maybe too quickly. But definitely the gumminess of this, the unique texture, really does make it quite nice to make the bubbles with. Let's try to do one more very quickly. Now, if you're somebody who likes rolling your putty up and, you know, bouncing it or rolling it around, this is probably going to be the worst putty for that. You know, again, it just has that gummy texture. I don't think it'll do much of anything. I'm not too much of a bouncer or roller. You know, like I said, I like to kind of keep my putty very neat. You know, I try to keep it clean and whatnot. But look, yeah, look at that bubble. Let's see. Can we get a better one here? I need to get my hand up a little bit more, get some more of the air out there. Look at that. Look at that little bubble. That's really nice. You don't really get big air bubbles like that on the other putties. You could, but this one's super easy to do. Let's see if we get a loud pop here really quickly. Just going fast. Not really trying to be too, you know, neat. Didn't make a good bubble, but you're getting little bubble pops in there. There it was. I knew it was in there somewhere. Yeah, but very nice putty. And now you can see it is pretty cloudy. You know, so that's one potential downside, is that it doesn't really maintain, you know, that clearness. You see, before I think we were at this kind of stretch, we were able to see through. Now you can't really see anymore. But still, it's such a unique putty. Definitely worth having at least one of these in the collection. I mean, this is the original, the liquid glass. So it's a pretty good one to have. But there it is. That's the liquid glass thinking putty. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, would definitely appreciate a like on the video and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. But that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again soon.